Okay, oh, we just started recording. Actually, this is related. So I will tell you the drama. I have a listing that's been active no show, and we set it to active this week because my seller said, "Hey, I'm ready. Let's go back to active. We're ready to show it again." And I don't think he made it back into the country because we can't get through to him. And I have like 5 showing requests just sitting there, but I can't approve them without my seller's consent. So I've been on the phone with Dean saying, what do I do? We're going to put it back to no show because I can't make any answers or I can't give any answers. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just clicking things. I might be
Very official.
Chromecast. No results for Chromecast. Okay.
Like a share your screen to Chromecast type option.
Let me see if I can search it here.
Hey, Eve.
Hello. Chromecast from laptop
Yeah.
to your TV? No, that's how. I don't know.
Google Chrome.
Do you want to
3 dots and then
look
click
around?
cast.
Oh, really? Okay, Cameron is good at reading words. So if anyone can find it, it's him. Okay, so we'll just kind of do a soft start. First of all, I'm Kylie. Nice to meet you guys. Let's go through names, how long you've been an agent, and your favorite color.
Still technically not an agent. So,
Okay. Have you taken the test yet? And you passed that. Congrats. Good job. So now you're just needing to sign with the brokerage? They have to fix it.
oh,
Hey, how do you spell your name?
Matth.
You know what? And I bet it was a realtor who sent it to you. And
Saw that, and I was like, I have never seen Matthew without an H. So
Right.
I whoever prepped your paperwork, I don't want to represent me in the transaction. Okay, and I've seen you before.
Elias James.
Elias.
Licensed since November.
Nice.
I was kind of still scoring a film and not working on just this.
Okay. Oh wait, Matt, what's your favorite color? Green. Why? Okay. Okay, so school spirit. That's cool. I graduated from UVU. Okay, Elias.
Spirit.
Okay.
My favorite color is green as well, but not the same. I didn't go.
It's like the color of money or the color of like trees. Like what kind of green?
Oh,
Oh, so you like your eyes. That's valid.
People say that.
And what is your name?
Eve.
Eve. Nice to meet you. How long have you been an agent? Oh, wow. So should we switch? Maybe I should go sit down. Do you want to teach? Oh, cool. Okay, nice. So were you with Ivory the full 15?
No, I
Oh, okay.
Ivory.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Well, what's your favorite color, Eve?
King of you red.
I probably gave you
Navy blue. Okay. Can I ask why?
neutral color and a lot of things go with it.
That's true.
Also an interior designer.
Ah, nice. Very cool.
I failed you here,
That's okay.
but I logged into the MLS here. I trust you with my MLS.
There's not much damage I could do. So probably.
Don't post a random listing as me.
Okay.
Delete your saved searches.
I just want to open another. Let's make sure this is logged in. case you leave us.
I oh, look at that.
I expect
Yeah,
it.
Really couldn't be me.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Hey, make them, when they're done, feel comfortable, make them do a CMA and send it to someone. Like a real life house.
Perfect.
Send her Matt, check it out.
Who brought, okay, Eve brought her computer. Matt, did you bring a computer? Okay. Did you bring a computer, Elias?
No.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Well, then yours will be homework to do. Okay, before I jump in, this is a class about CMAs, but I wanted to see if you had any other questions or specific questions. I'll write them down so that I remember to go over them and I don't forget.
This is, that's working hybrid ever, we didn't ever get seen. Now, so as I've been working on some of these adjustments that really get me. And just wondering, I know Terry Taylor taught a class on this, and she said that she had a razor once that gave her just a general list of
Yeah.
basic stuff. So that's my weakness. It kind of intimidates me, especially bigger ones that have things like tools and force and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how to value homes with unique additions or like,
Or it might be worse.
okay.
Future epoxy garage floors to really make good. First time, and I'm going, I love epoxy board, but. I
Yeah,
have no idea. Is that
got it.
crazy?
Okay. Okay, yes. So I think yours is just pricing strategy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? I'm here to learn, so.
Okay.
My big question is just the other half of that. And that's just to say, when I have a list of basic adjustments. You know, a fifth bedroom instead of a fourth bedroom.
Okay. So here's the tricky part. I'll just tell you, I don't have a list. I don't go off of like, I don't reference a sheet that tells me, plus 5K minus 10K because no property you find will be apples to apples in comparison, which is probably why it's overwhelming. However, it's pretty easy once you get comfortable running CMAs, and I'll teach you another thing that I do when I'm doing like a seller when I'm doing a seller sit down consultation at their house. You get really comfortable kind of taking a look at the closest comparisons and getting an idea of, okay, well, if this house sold for this much, you take a look at the photos, you take a look at the description, you compare it to the property you're in, and it gets a lot more comfortable getting an idea of like, okay, it's not exactly the same, but we could probably be within this ballpark based on the other ones that I've seen. So we'll go over that though.
Doing that on average price, but then I pull up the CMA and it wants specific adjustments.
Okay, maybe when we go through it, we can get into that more. Do you have any specific questions?
As might be like really simple one, but I guess more or less what is people trying to achieve with the CMA or trying to
Great question.
the upper limit, what you're gonna get, what's those, and this is like an estimation based off that.
Yep,
Based by
this is a great question. And I'm going to add a follow-up here. This thing is wiggling. Best utilize it. So, I tell everybody, all of my clients and potential clients when I meet with them, that strategy is my love language. So I'm very data heavy. my background is in actually tech in startups. I was in the startup world for a decade before I came into real estate. And so I have a very tech heavy background, which means I'm a data nerd. Everything is based on data. Strategy is, I could just talk strategy all day long. So that's a great question. And by the way, if we get done, like if we blow through this pretty quickly and you get to a point where you feel pretty confident, I'm also happy taking you through like a seller consult, how to kind of build out that process, how to best utilize the CMA in a seller consult. I have a pretty, I feel like I have a pretty solid process. I don't openly share it often, but I'm willing to share it with you guys and, you know, for the recording. If we have time. So, okay, so Elias, you said you have a property? Okay, so I don't know where the little notes widget is because this, oh, there it is. So I'm just gonna write the property. Oh, he's never used it. Hold on. I just want to note. Okay. Okay, there we go. What's the address?
Oh, I just had the MLS number pulled up.
Okay.
I could,
Do you want, we could do that. What is, ooh, this is tricky. Okay, what's the number?
2073-948.
Okay.
It's one that we are about to write an offer on.
Got it. Okay, so you're the buyer agent.
And,
Ooh, I don't know Apple. To copy, do I push Command C? Okay. I'm Apple illiterate.
it's literally like, my buyer's number one home. If we don't get it, we'll never find its equal. And we know it's a good deal, but
When did you
to aid
tour
in
it?
negotiation and to write the offer well, I wanted to do a.
Okay, that's very smart. A good buyer's agent always runs a CMA before they submit an offer. Now, question for you, when did you tour it with your buyers?
It was a few months ago. It's been on market for a little over a year.
So you toured it a few months ago. Have you talked to the seller's agent at all? Okay, so you've been in talks? Okay, you made me quite freaked out. I almost stopped breathing when you said a few months ago. Okay. Yeah.
Before you, what did you feel like the listing agent please pay off?
Yeah. It's a good talking point.
Let's see it.
Yeah, so maybe I'm gonna put buyer agent talking points. Yeah.
Loading the ammo.
So Eve, I'll also let you know I gave a training maybe a month ago about negotiation. And there's a recording about it. A lot of what I went into with the negotiation with that class was so I have a background in mediation as well. My education was in communications. I also became an advanced mediator. So I approach all of my negotiations like a mediation. And so if you're, curious about how to approach discussions or negotiations that could potentially hurt somebody's ego or be a little bit sensitive, I encourage you guys to go look up that recording and watch what I watched the slideshow. I wish. I wish it was that easy. Yeah, but we can kind of touch on that for sure, and I can brush over that. Okay, Elias. So do you want to kind of give us some background on, have you found out what's important to the seller? What are they looking for? Or what's their situation?
Yes. The agent and I are both very transparent and know a lot about each other's.
Well, you've spent months, talking, so I hope so.
So yeah, this house was put on the market a little over a year ago because the owner is leasing a restaurant and the owner of that building put it on the market and he wanted to sell this house really fast so that he could finance buying the building his restaurant's in.
And how's it going?
And so we freaked out, he's freaking out. So we were originally trying to negotiate for us to come up some sort of a number we could give him in earnest money to write an offer and hold this till our financing comes through for the lawsuit. And he'd take that money and use it to hold his building. So we're basically asking for the same thing that he'd be asking the landlord of his building. And then that ended up not being necessary because his timeline went a lot longer. He's sure that he's not gonna lose the building in the next little while.
Okay. And so,
He's not in a hurry anymore. We're just in a hurry to beat the one other interested party who had submitted an offer and their financing fell through, and they're trying to fix their financing while we're waiting for ours.
okay, so you now need to move quickly to secure the property.
Yeah, I need to have the offer ready to submit the second my buyer gets his money.
From a lawsuit. And when is that?
It could be tomorrow, it could be in a couple weeks.
Oh my goodness. Are you working with a lender?
Yeah, just something.
Okay. I would ask the lender if he feels comfortable with you submitting an offer and writing in a contingency contingent upon buyer receiving funds no later than X date, so that you can at least start the process, but then set the deadlines like a couple months out or something.
Yeah, because we're waiting on Medicaid and they could take a day or they could take 2 months. Lawyer thinks that they'll be quicker than normal with this case. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I'm really nervous to actually submit an offer.
You can always write in contingencies. It's kind of a rat race, right? Like you want to be the first to reserve it, but do everything you can to give your buyer safeguards to back out if they need to and to protect the earnest money, things like that. But if you don't reserve it first, your buyer could lose it forever. So that's kind of how I think about it. And I lean heavily on my lenders because between the agent and the lender, you guys should be able to come up with a strategy on how best to reserve the property, but protect your buyer. So that's what I would look into doing. That is tricky because you don't know. But if the seller's not in a rush and you've spent that much time building rapport with the agent, then it's worth doing. Hi, Spencer. Welcome. Yeah, CMAs. This will be your first time, right?
So that's the
Just,
situation.
just kidding.
Buyer's
Okay.
getting a check for a whole lot of money and he's got a huge percentage down and financing is gonna be totally solid the second he gets it. But it's a really weird house too. I have no idea how we're gonna find it comparable.
Yeah, we love weird things. Okay, so I'm gonna copy and paste this sucker, maybe.
0.6 acres.
This is,
Upstairs is a 3-bedroom apartment, the downstairs is a 2-bedroom apartment, 9-foot ceilings, it's all built really well. And then there's a 1-bed, 1-bath packed on the back corner.
what the heck?
So it's
Is it,
triplex on 2/3 of an acre in Provo.
oh, Provo.
Classic.
I
Double pops.
don't purposely go into Provo and look for things. I just don't.
I live in Provo.
Do you know if it's been registered with the city as a triplex?
Oh,
That's probably something you should look into or have your buyer look into.
yeah,
Um,
and that's one of the main things we have. He has to go to the city.
okay, it's not pulling everything up. So, okay, actually, this is great for you guys to see. So have you all gone to this Cloud CMA site? Do you know where to go?
Yeah,
No?
I didn't do a lot.
Matt, that's okay. So basically, this is the MLS, utahrealestate.com. at the top here, you've got your search bar, property lists, your clients, any listings that you have. These are the shortcuts. You have CMA here, right at the top, forms, stats, and tools. So CMA, you'll just click Cloud CMA and it will take you to the home screen. You'll click, new one, and then it will just take you here. So I wrote CMA for Elias. I put the address here. Now you'll notice it didn't pull up all the information about it. So what do you think our next step could be in order to find more information? There's a couple different ways we can do it, but I want to know what your thoughts are.
Go to the MLS is built in CMA, then auto populate it.
What do you mean the MLS is built in CMA? So this is the one. This is like
Other one.
this.
I guess it's a CMA search.
Are you talking about this? A search in here? Maybe you're talking about one I'm actually not familiar with. I don't know.
Yeah, there's one in UtahRealestate.com. It's a bunch of variables next to each other.
Okay. Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
It's the cloud CMA or create new URD CMA or obviously.
Saved. Hmm.
Why would you not just do a create a new CMA as what? I don't know the difference.
It's the same thing.
Oh, it is.
It's just another shortcut. So I always,
I'm
so that's okay. So it's really, it saves you one click. So I'll show you right now. So if I hover over and I click that, continue with CMA. Is this what you're talking about, Elias?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, so you can put all of the info here. I feel like this is a lot more steps doing it this way. I also don't think the layout is as user-friendly. And so then compare it to if I just click Cloud CMA, it's actually probably going to go, okay, there we go. So then you just click Create New Report here. You can see there were, a handful that were already done. They're saved. It also shows you how many times people looked, how often, or when was the last time. There's other things you can do in here, and I've definitely used them, so we can go through them if you'd like afterwards.
I've never clicked before.
Okay.
I just did it.
Yeah.
And it's telling me I need to activate my account. So is that just putting in my ML
It should be.
password? Or
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's provided by the MLS, so it's free for you. It's a free service. Do you have your password pre-saved, or do you just know your
I do.
password for the MLS?
I'll look it up here. I've got it
Okay.
here. I've got it in the MLS. It didn't obviously transfer to that. That's weird.
Try to use your login info there. Try to work on that and let us know. So I'm going to go back to creating a new report. All right. So I will tell you the two ways that I gather extra information about a property when it doesn't all populate. The first one is a really simple one. You just go do a quick Google search. I'm not a huge fan of Zillow. I have trust issues with Zillow, but for the purpose of this search, it's probably okay. There's also realtor.com. So I'm just going to click realtor.com and see what it pulls up. A lot of times I'll compare it with other listing sites as well, like Zillow, Redfin, if it's on Redfin, just to make sure that I'm getting the same information consistently across other sites. So this is one way to do it. So we're seeing 7-bed, 5-bath, 4127 square feet on 0.6 acres, guys. I just came back from the cruise. Anchors away. Elias, does this feel pretty accurate?
Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to update it. Now, something else that I do, if you're doing this for sellers, always text them to verify. Say, hey, I just want to verify, your square footage, how many beds and baths, so that you can make this as accurate as possible. If it's buyers like this, you can always verify with the seller's agent. What was this? 4127. Okay. Another way, really quick, I'll show you. It's helpful if you go to tax. So I go to search right here and then go down to tax data search. You can actually search. Actually, let me see if I can. Oh, I was going to pull the parcel number. Let me see. I don't like doing the house. Whatever. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. Okay. Usually I like to find the name of the person, of the homeowner, and then search by their name. So it's in Utah County. Let's see what it pulls up. So we are looking for, there's a lot with this number. Is it Mountain Vista Lane? It's Mountain Vista Lane, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
his name
Okay.
is Sal.
Mountain Vista Lane, right here, Salvador. So then you click here. This is another,
Sal was the one who showed us the house.
oh, cool.
Told us too much.
That's when you just smile and nod. And then you talk about it out of earshot. Yeah, stop it some more. So this is really cool. This will tell you everything that's on the county records. Something I like to do is click previous MLS listings. This is going to be your most recent one. This is the last one as well. So I guess, you can also verify the bed and bath count on the current listing. But if you're prepping a CMA for a seller, you're not going to have a current listing because that's something you're going to be creating. So you can go back to the previous listing and see what it was listed at. You can see, okay, by the way, did you know that Utah is a non-disclosure state? And do you know what that means? Okay. Eve? Okay.
I mean, because why are you not able to put on and press what? So, or how do you do an accurate CMA if there's something else?
Well,
You know-
look right here.
Well, so what, then it is disclosing it.
It is because this is only accessible for people who are licensed. So the general public cannot view or access this information.
That out the other day.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a really great question for sure. Yeah, so it's actually something I like to casually bring up in conversations when, random strangers at the park. I have got little kids, so I'm not just creeping at parks. We'll ask real estate questions and I'll casually work in, hey, by the way, did you know Utah is a non-disclosure state? That means what you sold your house for or purchased your house for, you don't have to share that, not even with the county, right? And so I can access that for you though, or if you're curious in purchasing your neighbor's house, let me go look it up for you and I can kind of give you an idea of what they owe on their house, where we could put an offer in, and then we can start talking strategy. So that's a value add that you guys have because you possess a license. You can access secret information like how much they sold their house for. So this is what they purchased their house for, the Salvador. That's what they purchased their house for. So this is another way that when I'm prepping for a seller, I will pull up their old listing, the listing probably they saw when they purchased the home, to just corroborate the information that wasn't preloading in the CMA.
It's also a good opportunity for like the Zillow argument, because
Totally.
in Utah, Zillow's not as well as another state, that's because we're not a state.
Yes.
So Zillow is often wrong because they triangulate the prices based on people who do submit how much they bought it for.
Uh-huh.
That is wrong, so that's why you say, it's like, well, my house is worth this, Zillow says it, it's like, well.
Yeah.
It could be, but Zillow triangulates the prices because he doesn't know the scope of it. So
They
let's
have
get,
a real reason.
let's look and really dive into it on MLS and see what's true.
Yeah. And again, it puts you in that position of being, yeah, thank you, being valuable to the person you're talking to, right? Because our goal is, so I always say confidence sells. Well, you don't have to know all the answers, but you do know how to find them. And that is worth sharing. And as long as you're confident in the fact, in the knowledge that you have to the extent of, well, I can go find that for you, or I can access that for you because of my position or whatever, because of my license, you're going to be better off in front of that person than, some regular old Joe who does wholesaling. Okay, cool. So we're seeing 7 beds, 5 baths, 4127. Awesome. That's what we found here. And that's what we put here. So I like to go and also add the property subtype. This is just getting really specific on what it is. So I'm just going to put single family residence because it's not a condo or a townhouse. And then it's going to allow it the CMA to pull more of those. I always click this. I do quick and dirty. It automatically finds listings near the subject property, and then I give myself 20 listings because I like to personally go through and weed them out. So that I feel gives me a lot of options. How were you doing it?
Just, I was going through individual ones,
On the search? Oh my goodness. Eve, don't do that ever again. Okay. So also, who knows what is the how many, so let me think of how to word this. What is the real estate cycle? Does anybody know what the cycle is? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Price change in seasonality or?
That has cycles to it, for sure. So they say that real estate works in 90-day cycles. Generally, that is the same for you. So like when Spencer and I are out, hitting the pavement, talking to people, we initiate a conversation with, let's say, an interested buyer. We know, okay, more or less from the start of this conversation to buying them a house, if they're ready to go, if their numbers look good after we get them approved with a lender, it could take around 90 days to close on a property from like the day I meet them. And then I nurture during that cycle. So that's a good way to kind of think about when you're strategizing your business to make sure you have consistent business coming through. Think of it in 90-day cycles. Also keep that in mind when you're first starting out. It's very realistic and it's very common to not close on a deal the day I don't actually know anybody yet who I've talked to who's closed on a deal the day they got their license or that they signed with the brokerage, right? You're going to start at day one and start jumping into that cycle and building your clientele. And for every person you meet, their 90-day cycle starts then. So be thinking about it that way. It also helps, I think, with our personal patience and understanding on how long it can take to grow your brand. Because of that, I don't like to go a year back because I like to say, I tell my clients that the market shifts with the weather. And so when it's cold, things slow down in Utah. Less buyers are out. There's still listings and still buyers, but there's just a smaller amount. And then when it's hot, everybody's out because the sun's out. So that's kind of how I explain it when I'm talking to people about the market and the seasonality. So because of that, I usually go about 4 months back, just over 90 days, so that I can get a good idea of the end of the last seasonality cycle. And then from, 4 months to now, what's happening in the market? What's it telling us? So then I click fetch. Just that bottom button. It's just a green button at the bottom. It just says like, fetch listings or whatever. Yeah, Matt. Fetch. What's up? Oh, I'm sorry. Don't look at it. Picture like the quick and dirty 4 months.
Is there ever a reason for advantage of you bill beyond 4 months?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally. So remember how I said at the beginning, you're not going to find a property that's apples to apples the same, like ever, right? You're going to find, and that's something, by the way, to set expectations for your buyers or your sellers, because every property is slightly different than the next. When that would come into play is a lot of times with land, like if there's not an actual house on there. I want to know land moves a lot slower. If you get into like, what's it called? Oh yeah, multi-million dollar, like above probably 1.5, things move slower. And so I always start at the 4 months as my starting point. If you don't pull up a lot of properties that are close in comparison, then you can just go back to criteria and increase the amount of time you go back to look. So sometimes it is helpful to go a full year back just to kind of see how properties within that category have been moving. So, all right.
Also sign up, sometimes it's like market changes really quick in like 3 months. I saw that
Mm-hmm.
years ago, it's just like rates went up and it hadn't shifted in 3 months. So
Yeah.
sometimes the market was pretty similar in 2022 as it is right now. So maybe I should just look at 2022 and the last like 2 months, because those are the most similar markets that we're in today.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what Spencer's talking about, by the way, like the market knowledge and the understanding of how things are shifting, it just takes time being in the market. You're not expected to know what the market was 4 months ago if you've just gotten your license or if you've shifted to a different type of real estate, because they're all so different and they all have different seasonalities. So keep that in mind. But I would say like I signed with the brokerage on like a Tuesday. Someone was like, "Hey, will you do an open house for me on Saturday?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." I had no idea what I was doing. So I went to Cameron and said, "Cameron, what do I do? I just signed up for this." And he was like, "Here's some signs, watch this video." And so I just jumped in. And then Gary, jump in. Gary Keller said, you should fall in love with real estate. You have to be in love with real estate and at least be touring properties, 3 or 4 times a week is what he says. He'll even go just walk through properties on his own if he doesn't have a client, but he always keeps people in mind because then he can just give them a call. So for me, I didn't know what the market was at all. I had negative understanding of real estate before I got my license. So I have 2 daughters, and literally I told my daughters, "Hey, if you pretend to be buyers and let me walk you through these properties, let me practice on you and kind of understand the language, learn the language. We'll go watch HGTV together and learn what people say, like, oh, that's shiplap. That's really cute." Right? Yeah. I was, then you'll get ice cream or whatever. But so all that to say, you're not expected to have a solid understanding of the market right now and its trends, but jump in now. Okay. So this part I leave blank. This part is for you to put a price suggestion. When you're prepping for like a listing, that is another marketing tool, how you price your property. Okay, so that's something that's really important to do with your seller, because they're in the driver's seat. You're just like, you're the ship and they're the captain. So it's your job to keep them moving forward, but it's their job to make the decisions. So keep that in mind. All right, so now what we do is what I do. There's a lot of property options here, as you can see. There's literally, they pulled 20. So I like to go, I click this, I see, okay, well, this is listed at 510. Actually, I'm gonna lean on Elias here. I could blow through this or bust through this, but I want your active feedback because this is a property that's important to you and relevant, right? So we have this property here. Oh, it's not going to show us a picture. We all know what it looks like, right? Is it a split level when you go in?
It's
It looks like a split level.
not. There's a lot of stairs up to the top floor and then the bottom floor is walkout, so. no,
Okay,
it's not
so it walks straight in and then there's stairs up. It's built like one of those old split levels, but probably because it was broken up into a triplex. Oh, you know what? I should probably go back. I forgot it was a triplex. So let's see on property subtype if it shows triplex. Look at that. Triplex.
for listed it as a triplex. They've always called the third one the studio-like apartment, it's a one bed, one bath.
Okay.
They've made some listing mistakes, that might be.
So
unsolved.
So here's my question then. Are they in their language, are they expecting it to be compared to triplexes with the pricing? Let me go back. Let's see what it's priced at right now.
Original price,
Right.
they had that huge drop when his restaurant was listed.
Okay, let's read, see if it says anything about triplex, special features.
The
Detail.
marks used to say how much each unit was renting.
But they took it off. Do you know what that tells me? It's probably not registered with the city. So if that's the case, then as the buyer agent, what is your job? What is your primary job? To protect your client, right? You want to do everything you can to place safeguards to make sure nothing blows back on your client. So with that being said, how would you categorize the property? Would you categorize it as a triplex or as a single family residence?
I've been comparing it to single family with the kitchen and house or.
I would agree because you don't know if it's been registered. And if it hasn't been registered, you don't want your clients getting into trouble down the line for listing the units for rent as a triplex. So I agree. That's very smart. Just look at it as a single family. All right, so this one has 0.1 acres, 2 garages, 3 full baths.
Walkout basement.
Now I'm going to ask you, would you include this in your comps? And why or why not?
No, because ours is 0.6 acres.
Okay. Anyone else? Would you include this in your comps? I
Detail there.
I don't know Apple, guys, but I think okay, hold on. I know this. Is that helpful, Eve?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll tell you, Elias, you're correct. It's a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2933.1 acres. List.
100 square feet smaller.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. So I would not include it. It is not an accurate comparison. Let's remind ourselves what year this was built. Where is it?
Oh, yeah.
Where is it? Wait, why can't I find it? Oh, there it is. 96. Okay. Okay. So that means it's also important to look at what year it's built because you don't want to include, you want to be aware of, but you don't necessarily want to include homes that were built this year, right? Or last year, because that's a huge difference in materials, probably layout, quality, condition. All right, so we'll kind of go through this. I'm just going to click these and let's just take turns and we're going to bust through this together. So Eve, would you include this one? This is a 5-bed, 3-bath, 3,000 square foot, built in 1977.2 acres.
Go back to the original. That one.
This one's our subject property is 7-bed, 5-bath, 4,100 square feet. If you want to make a note of the subject property details so you can remember, you're welcome to do that. 0.6 acres, built in 96. And it has technically 2-car garage, but it is separated by this little brick line. 0.6. Just over half an acre. Yeah. The old kind. 96. So with that in mind, Eve, would you include this as a comparison? Also, probably something to note. Oh, let's find this one. The list price is $679,800 for our subject property. Something to keep in mind, okay? So, and it's not like don't be nervous to shout out yes or no. It's not super scary. But what would you say? 1977.
Yeah, that gray is really.
It's very light. I agree. Okay, so we're not going to include it. And then I always just do that. All right, so our next property, Matt. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,164 square feet, built in 2016, 0.27 acres. Yes or no, Matt?
I think that's great.
Yeah, good job. The reason I'm taking time to do this and encourage you guys to make a decision is so you can get comfortable just making these decisions when it really matters. All right, Elias. Oh, Spencer. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2092, 2001, 0.26.
Just purely looking at the price point. Totally. I
Yeah.
show my people where they're just $480 house.
Yes, especially when you're on the buyer side, right? I mean, I guess both sides, but wait, no. You can on the buyer side, not on the seller side.
Hey, that was a good fit for him.
Yeah.
Money.
I don't know why honestly, I don't know why I'm up here. Just smile and nod.
On the list.
Oh, okay, Elias, 6-bed, 2-bath, 2012 square feet, built in 1945. Woo! Yeah, it's just a hard no. I agree. All right, Eve, we're back to you. 410 listing.
No.
Now you can't just go off of price, okay? It's just one of those tools we have that's an indicator. But I agree, this is a hard no. So good job on that one. I like the confidence. That was good. Okay, Matt, 6-bed, 2-bath, 2,400 square feet, 1969, 0.18 acres. 595. It sold for 595. It was listed at 610. But it is 2,000 square feet less than our subject property. That's a lot. Yeah, I want you to own that. Just say, nah, it's not, it's a no, right? Okay, so I like to see why they didn't include certain ones. So this one clearly, just looking at the square footage, I would agree, yeah, that's a no, right? But I always double check, I don't just trust the software. I always double check just to make sure. Yeah, that one's not even 2,000 square feet. That one's in the 300s. Oh, it's 900 square feet. Okay, that one's probably, okay, so this one's pending. Spencer, 5 beds, 4 baths, 2261, 2005, 0.04 acres. Totally. Yep. When we get to early 2000s, you see a lot of this style. It is not very comparable to our 90s houses. Yep. Hey, good catch on there. All right, Elias, this one's yours. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2164 square feet, 2016, 0.27 acres. Okay, you don't seem so sure.
There's a second.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you're correct. I would not include this.
No.
Now, keep in mind, you may find comparable properties, the closest that you can find that don't have a second kitchen, right? And then you'll just have to take into account, okay, well, these are pretty comparable in acreage, square footage, year built. However, my subject property that I'm looking to purchase has 2 kitchens and this one only had 1. So this one sold for X amount. Ballpark, okay, let's say that other kitchen might add X amount. So keep that in mind with your strategy.
It's two different posts.
Okay. All right. Eve. 5 beds, 3 baths, 3,004 square feet, 1978. Ooh, good catch. It's on the same street.
I would say for sure. That one. No.
Okay. 0.74 acres. Why would you include it?
Well, you're built for one of it.
Okay. Yes. Yep. And ours was 1996. So it is a little bit older, but it's closer. You're right. It's not in the 2000s. What else?
Garages.
Garages, it says 6. I think that's wrong. They probably did. So you'll learn, and I actually use this probably on the daily. I remind everybody I can that while we all share the same license as agents, we are not the same people and we have different education levels and different backgrounds. So I would chalk that up. Good catch, by the way. This is why it's important to look through the details, especially when you're considering comps. They're probably saying it's 6 parking spaces because they have a long driveway, but they definitely put that in wrong, right?
Mark says.
So
As far as the baths.
it does say there's a shop.
Where's the bedrooms on?
Beds are up here. 5?
Oh, 5.
Is it 5 or 6? 5. Okay, 5 bed, 3 bath. So I would agree, it's not apples to apples, but there are some compelling details like the acreage, the age. It is over 1,000 square foot smaller, but it is on the same street, so it's close to our subject property.
This is a neighborhood that not a lot of people would want to live in. So it's great.
Oh, really?
One next door.
Okay, and it,
Yeah.
do you notice
Right by
it's
this.
it's on hold? You see this? It's on hold. So they paused. See right here how it says hold? That means they've paused the listing.
Question about that. So, why would you do that as opposed to just taking it off the market and waiting 30 days, putting it back on, for whatever reason, you know?
So can I ask a clarifying question? What do you think, so when you say taking it off the market, which terminology would you use or which option would you use? Would you cancel? Would you go to active no-show? What does taking it off the market mean to you?
I just have a question about it. So in my neighborhood,
Yeah.
there's a little house that, somebody in my ward it's her that passed away, okay? So they put it on the market
Mm-hmm.
and it's been on the market now for almost 8 months.
Okay.
And they've taken it off twice. And I mean, the sign's still been up there, cause not very far from me, but I keep going to MLS and going, why is it off again? Well, there was some water damage in the basement.
Okay.
So that was the first reason why. The second reason they took it off was because there also was water seeping into the porch. So they
Okay.
come in-
So they had some things they need to work on. Okay.
That's where I don't know what to do with a situation like that, because now people are really shying away from it, going, this house has been on the market forever, what's going on with it? And
Mhm,
so how do you get around?
So, your original question was, why don't they just take it off the market, then put it back on, right? So, putting it on hold, I actually don't often see hold. Do you see hold often, Spencer? Like that exact terminology? So
Was on the MLS, would that mean she could
not necessarily, it could mean she paused it.
do that?
So you turn a property, switch it to active no show.
So I checked everything to see if it had been canceled, it just was not there.
Okay, after class, why don't we run a search and we can find it? I can show you how to search for things that were expired listings or canceled or paused.
This says withdrawn.
Oh, does it? So that's another one, if they withdrew them. Yeah, I don't actually see hold. This might actually be my first time seeing hold, but usually they'll say withdrawn, expired, canceled, or active no show.
It's actually,
Is it actually withdrawn?
That situation, there was water damage, when she just put on an active no show.
Yep, saying, hey, we still intend to show it. It shows up for agents when they're running searches for their clients. We still intend to sell it, but we can't show it till we get this fixed. So I have a property right now, the one I was talking about before class. There is a lot of damage from dogs on one of the doors and all the floorboards in the lower level. And it's like a 4-level house. It's kind of those weird ones. So we put it on active no-show while we work on that, because we ran the numbers and decided it would cost my seller less to get it fixed himself versus offering seller credits to have the buyer fix it, right? Because the buyer is always going to be more dramatic and be like, I need $12,000 when maybe it costs $2,000.
And just waiting to list it, and have it ready as opposed to the active no show. Does that mean that your agent can show it still? If it's on active no?
With permission, they'd still have to reach out.
Not speak to box.
You keep the super there. The super doesn't turn off unless you manually turn it off. You use a different software for that. Most likely, if they listed it and then took it off, it's because they weren't aware of the damage at the time they listed it. So
So in that situation, you actually call the listing agent to go show
If-
it?
yeah.
Or would you
Yeah.
go through a line?
no, you just call them up and say, hey, I have a client interested in this property. Can I ask why it's on no show? Oh, well, there's been water damage, blah, blah, blah. Okay, totally get that. Is there a time your seller feels comfortable letting me take my buyer through with the understanding that the water damage is being fixed? Okay. All right. So let's go through this. Let's,
there are 6 parking spaces. We have a 4-car garage in the back.
oh, okay. So this is actually our subject property. Don't be fooled.
That's a great.
It it pulls the subject property in the results, so make sure you notice that. You keep an eye on it, okay? So yeah, thanks, Ben. See ya. So I usually deselect it. You can do either, right? But let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is built in 2011, 7-bed, 4-bath, 3,600.16 acres. Matt? Listed at 739. What do you think? Your gut feeling. Why? Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Twice.
Now, something also, when you're like, ooh, there's some things that are similar, but some things are really off, take a look at the days on market. Because if you are prepping for a listing presentation, you want to know, hey, just so you know, these guys have listed at 739. I've included it to show you. If this was a listing presentation, I would include it to show them what not to do. Okay. And to show them, hey, if a lot of times the sellers have numbers in their head on what they think their house is worth, totally okay. It's not our job to tell them you're wrong. It's our job to educate and inform so that they can make a confident, informed decision. This is how we do that. You find the comps that are kind of outrageous, I think, to show, okay, well, if you feel really strongly that you want to list your house in the 700s, take a look at this comparison here. They've been on the market for over 150 days. Your goal is to sell within 60 or something, right? The data shows that might not be possible. But because we're doing it for a buyer, we're gonna take that off. You're correct. Okay. Elias.
Yes,
Okay, why?
close in bed bath, square footage and built year,
Okay.
footprint looks similar as well.
Okay. Um,
Tackle and both.
okay. Now keep in mind, now we can include it because I want to show you how it looks when we go to the next page.
I'd say yes to some.
But keep in mind, who's your client? The buyer or the seller? The buyer. And what's the buyer's goal?
To justify offering less.
Exactly, to save money. So if you pull a comp that's in the high 800,000s and tell your buyer, yeah, we could make an argument that what they're listing it at is worth it, I think you'd be helping the seller, not the buyer. So I'll leave it so that you can see it on there. If I were a buyer's agent looking at this, I would be like, oh, hell no, get that off. Nope, they don't even need to know about it. Okay. Eve, 6 bed, 4 bath, 3180 square feet, 2003.04 acres.
About
4. Okay, tell me why.
right, and the other one's 97.
96. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Uh,
0.04. Four bath, 6 beds.
I mean, I,
Okay.
oh, the other ones.
Okay.
That one's probably one of the closer.
Okay. I agree. The house is a little bit closer, right? Because we're not finding things that are really close in comparison, which is kind of what Elias had mentioned. He'd had a hard time finding. Now we do want to make sure that we keep in mind the acreage is much less. So that is really important.
I would leave it for now.
Yeah.
And then after
Okay.
I've gone through all of them, I come back and fine tune it.
Okay.
Give you back.
Sure. Okay, Matt. It was also built in 22.05 acres. Yes or no? It's a 55 plus community. It's a no. Yep. In Provo. It's South Provo. 3 years old. Well, it's actually 4 years old,
It
but
says it's close to BYU,
yeah. So
but you can sell something in Lehigh.
Okay. Oh, what,
I'll look it up.
guys, what time does this class go to? I don't want to keep you too long. Is it just till 10:30? Are you okay going a little after?
Generally,
with that?
Zoom cuts out after an hour, then we go as long as we want.
If you have
Let me just, I actually think my next appointment canceled. I think we're rescheduling, so
It's actually just north of our subject property,
let me
Green
look.
Creek Elementary. That's where.
Okay, yeah.
Lane is.
So my 11:30 canceled. I'm rescheduling that. So we're good for a minute. All right.
Lane is peak mudslide.
11, but if
Okay.
I have, then I do have a listing coming up that I need questions on. So
Okay, so then what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna blow through the rest of these so we can get, do you feel that that was helpful just talking it through? Okay, good. And by the way, if you feel like, Kylie, you're wasting my time, then just tell me and we can move on. Okay, so I am not gonna include this one.
what, you just tell us briefly.
Why?
Go through them, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this one I'm not including because the acreage is far off. It's 2,000 square foot smaller, and those two reasons alone, I just don't like it. All right, so this one's 0.2 acres, 1948, 5 bed, 3 bath. That is, I'm just gonna tell you, they're not gonna sell for that price. That 48. Yeah, it's high priced. But then I have to remember, okay, I'm representing the buyer, so it would benefit me to find reasons to keep the lower priced properties on our search. Because if the agent says, oh, our house is worth more than that, then I can be like, well, bam, well, look at these. Do it with a smile though, so they don't think you're okay. See, this one's much smaller as well. It is older, it's a lot less acreage. However,
You look at
We're gonna-
whether it's a rambler or a two-story, does that even play into what
totally,
it does? Okay.
yeah, I would. Yeah. 2 stories also have a so there's a lot of strategy. It's my favorite word, guys, with like resale value and 2 stories versus rambler or ranch style. Your older generation, when they're looking to retire, they're looking to purchase a rambler or ranch style so they can have all their main living on the same floor. So 2 story usually don't hold their value as well because of that. It cuts out an entire buyer audience category. Doesn't necessarily mean they're bad though. So, okay, 4 bed, 3 bath, 2005. I don't like it. Oh, but the buyers, nope, I don't like it. 0.04. Okay, 0.18, 4 bed, 3 bath, 2,400, 19. I'm gonna keep it just because it gives me that low number. It's not the same, but it's pretty close in year built. We're gonna just kind of see how it compares on the next page. Okay, yep, don't like that one. Oh, is this the one that I just looked at? No, it's not, okay. 0.18, also, it's not great. I don't think I can justify this one. Sorry. Okay, and these are all pretty low. So we've got 4. We went from 20 to 4. Now I'm just gonna publish report. You can play around with this when you have time. And then I always click view live here. Guys, I thought we were like doing CMAs. I thought we'd be done in like 10 minutes and have nothing to talk about but other unrelated things. And I was so wrong. Okay. This is Wilson Real Estate, Mr. Cameron Wilson. So I am going to click our comps here. First, I'm going to look. So this is a link I share with the clients because I want them to be informed as well. I want them to educate themselves and know where I'm coming from. This is one layout. Your subject property is here. These are your comps. This is the one that's closest to you, and this is the most expensive. So things that I look at are, okay, well, you can see right here, it tells you how it compares to your subject property. Is it smaller? Is it larger? What the original list price was, what it sold for, price per square foot. I also look at days on market, right? But these, for the sold properties, I don't think we have any that were sold. Yeah, they're all still active. So something I like to do is click map to see, okay, here's our subject property. No, where's our, yeah, okay, yep, here's our subject property, the little house. That's the house that got canceled or expired. What did it say, expired or canceled? Withdrawn. Okay, so that's like a cancellation. They took it off, they withdrew it. They probably fired their agent. They're probably looking for a new one. And then here's the other comps. So you can kind of see on the map is
Right.
right there on the base of the mountain. Yep. This is also helpful for perspective. You can also look, this is the stats. It kind of gives you the averages, right? So the average price is showing 688. We know this is currently listed at 679. Okay. Now, if you go here, this also gives you an idea of average pricing, kind of tells you the average days on market for the ones that are active. Usually we can find more, like a lot of times I'll find more properties that have closed, and I can use that and it'll tell you a story, it'll show you the trend. Usually the closed is on top and it'll tell you, the average price per square foot, it's generally lower than what the active price per square foot is, just because of the rate of appreciation through the real estate cycle. So with that being said, it just gives you another perspective. Time to sell is an interesting one. Again, I'm not going to take the time to go through all of this, but please go play around with this. This is fun. It includes Zillow, like the Zestimates. It's saying, usually this is like 20%. So like plus or minus 20%, but it's saying the variation right now is about 2% or about 12 grand off. So that's helpful for people to see as well. You have this suggested list price. If you use this, if you go to the edit and want to add one, I would select using a pricing range and then adding, the lowest you feel like it could be. This is if you're prepping a listing. I usually add a range because you'll get an idea. You want like the highest it could sell for while still being reasonable, because listing it at a higher number doesn't necessarily mean you're going to sell it for that number, because it's a marketing tool and it's the starting point. So I always encourage my buyers or my sellers, we try to find, there's a lot more strategy that goes into it. Happy to, talk with you guys another time about it. But find where they're comfortable. What's their lowest number that they're willing to sell for and be comfortable with the equity? So that also means you need to run net sheets, which is something we don't have time to do, but you can ask Cameron or go to Real Advantage and they'll train you on how to run net sheets. You take those net sheet. It's the title company that's just on the main floor. So they're title, they're not a lender. Real Advantage offers all of the agents in the brokerage free access to their softwares. So you get a lot of really cool tech software that you can utilize, and they cover the cost for you. Corby over there is over their marketing. She can give you a training, run you through how to do it. Corby's Korbi. Tell her Kylie says hi, because I love Corby. Yeah, Real Advantage. Yep. Okay, so those are kind of the most important things on here. Another thing I'll do is I will I'll do it really fast just for sake of time. Let's go here. I will go to a full residential search. I will include active, sold, active no-show, backup. Okay, because these are the ones that I care about right now for my buyer client. I'm not going to add listing price, but I'm going to come down. You can do like, it's helpful. It's not really a Rambler Ranch. Like I would call it a multi-level. Do we have multi-level on here?
I've just been specifying one kitchen when we post.
All right, we're just gonna do Rambler Ranch because that's the closest. Then come down to here, I do Utah County. So this is the second thing I do when I'm trying to price out a home accurately, because as you can see, Cloud CMA, I do believe it has its limitations. So you want to make sure that it is not missing an important, is there an HOA with the one you're looking to purchase? Okay, so no HOA. It's important to make sure it's not missing any sort of properties that are important or that are relevant to your buyer. And then let's go like, I don't know, 1985. Oh, good job, Kylie. Okay, there we go. Car capacity, we're gonna put at least 2 for garage capacity. Acres, I'm gonna put 0.5. There we go. And then we'll come down here. Yeah, should we see? We probably don't even need to keep filling this out because it's whittled it down to 2 matches. So then I always click this grid view here because I like pictures. Okay, and one of the matches is our subject property. So that's great. That's totally fine. So the other one is here. It's sold 4-bed, 3-bath, 4,000 square feet. All right, so let's click into it. Sold conventional. It sold in the fall. Oh no, it sold in December. It was under contract for 3 months. It was on the market for 122 days. Price per square foot was 203. Sold for 815 under contract. It depends on what status they put it under. So if you put it under contract status, it pauses the days on market. And then if you put it in a backup status, then it continues the days on market count. So this is the property. Whoa, does that look like it just like is a hole? Oh, okay. Kind of looked like a pit of despair. Like someone's call OSHA. That's a violation. Okay, this is so pretty.
No, I bet.
Yeah, right? Hard hat necessary. I would call that a private driveway if I was writing a description for this house. Here's the interior. So it's really important to look at photos too, because you want to compare with your subject property. Okay, have any updates been made? Is the interior newer or the same or older than the comps? Now, what's interesting is I don't believe this comp, 724 East, 3230 North, got pulled up here. So let's check. It did not. So there you go, folks. Always run a clarifying search because they're going to show you different things. And a lot of agents don't realize that. So they only do the CMA and don't run an active search. And I just think you're not doing everything you can for your client if you're not looking at it from every angle.
This looks very similar to last.
Yeah, because yours doesn't have a ton of updates, right?
Brand new roof.
This one looks pretty, from the photo, unless they doctored it up, it looks pretty good. So yep, there you go. So, and that one sold in the 800s. Now, something else you can do is look at it on a map and see where in Provo.
It's a better neighborhood.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, that's true. They're up on Ingalls. Okay, so that's how I would run.
Basically rebuilt the entire school as a foundation.
Yeah. So that's how I'd run through a CMA. I won't take more time running through this just because we are over. I do want to assign that homework that Cameron was saying. Go, if you don't have access to the MLS yet, you got to do your paperwork so then you can get access. Eve, you have access, and Elias has access. So for Eve and Elias, go run your own CMA. I'm going to write my email down. You are welcome to email it to me or just to look it over. Also, I would encourage you to choose a friend. So when I first started out, I would just text friends and say, hey, can I practice on your house? Can I like do a thing and just send it to you for practice? And they'd be like, yeah, sure. So find a friend and do that. Strategically, pick one that's been in their house at least 5 years because they'll have a lot more equity in their home. And you never know. They might have been talking about over dinner the other day that, hey, what if we sold? Right? So the practice could turn into a client. Confidence sells, Eve. Call me. Hey, Alpine? I grew up there. So I have a clientele up there.
No to selling
I'm-
$5.
Yeah, I did. I played soccer. I graduated, so I'm turning 32. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Did they play sports? Were they in the sports world? Did they do any sports? I pretty much just did sports. If they did really any sport, I would know them. That's okay. So here's my email if you'd like it. I'll also give you my cell. Wait, I think this is my email. I'm not going to give you my KW one because I don't remember that. Yeah, I'll also give you my cell. I am happy to answer questions. I've got, like, if you guys know Colby, he's a newer agent as well. He often will message me and ask my opinion about strategy. If I'm available, I will answer. I am happy to help you guys. There is enough real estate to go around. And if I can help you be a higher quality agent, then we will have less apologizing to do to the general public. Okay. That will make my job consequently easier as well. Okay, so there you go. There's myself. There's my email, kairorealestate@gmail.com. And there's my number. Eve, I know you said you have to leave, but you had a question?
Yeah. My friend,
Okay.
I think
You
like that it's never been on the MLS before, but man, I was trying to find it.
Finding comps.
Go back to here. Well, here, well, weird thing that she kept telling me, well, the house on the street had a sign in front of it. So I would go plug that in and I couldn't find it on the MLS at all. And even on Zillow, it said, San Zillow. But then ultimately I did find it, which was really, never did pop up with any of those comps. I'm calling, that's weird. It's right down the street.
So here's what I would suggest for you to go do. Go to this search here. Go down to tax data search. Okay. Then if you know the house number, yes, you're going to put in the house number, which county it's in. Click search. You're going to find the exact address. It'll populate. Yeah, and you will, because Google Earth and it'll pull all that in. But do this, and I don't know what's going on here. Whatever. So do this, it will pull up all the information that the county has about it, even if it was sold off market or if it's the only owner that's ever been there, it will tell you that information. Another option is if you're up there in person, after you get your training with Real Advantage, they actually have an app. You can take a picture of someone's front door area and it will pull up all the info. Who owns it, how much they paid for their loan, what the interest was, what year, everything. So I would not like share that on the first date, but you can find all their secrets. Yeah, it's really cool. Yep, yep. It's just no, you just go upstairs, go into their office and say, "Hey, I'm a new agent. I was told Corby could give me a training on how to use your guys' software." That's it. So, yeah, feel free, save my number. I'm happy to help. Also, a suggestion, you don't, you can ask any agent, you can take my advice or not. I'm not offended. Find agents that you vibe with or that you trust that are more experienced in the office. And I highly recommend if you're jumping into listings first, like if you have listings that are coming first, but you're not feeling confident, work out a deal with an agent so you can co-list. There will be a commission split, but you'll have somebody there to soundboard, to guide you, to also make you look better and to make sure you get results on your first couple listings. So last year, there were a couple agents who went, family friends or family members, signed listings. They just sat and sat and sat. Their personal relationship client was getting very upset. And so so then a couple of them reached out to me and said, "What do I do?" So, we worked out a deal. I said, "I'll come on, I'll help sell it." One of them, we wound up doing what's called a fire sale. We started a bidding war in like 3 days. We got the highest price and sold it. And so the clients were happy. He saved face. We were all good. But that's also something that's really great about real estate is, there's no one right way to do it. And you can ask for help and work out structures that are mutually beneficial. So take that for what you will.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. Yeah, hopefully it was helpful. I know we really kind of got into the weeds, but I wanted to make sure you guys felt confident even looking at them.
There are multiple actually that I got off in the valley, well, that's so, the good classes.
Yeah,
The last
totally.
CMA thought-
Was it? And we all have different, again, there's no one right way to do anything. And that's why it's so exciting for people like me who think out of the box, are probably ADHD, and love creativity. So,
I know, I'm 80, maybe about.
okay, let me make sure. I know you've got to head, Eve. Thank you for coming. It was nice to meet you. Anytime you guys see me, say hi. Sometimes I'm not in super often because I've got little kids, so I try to work from home a lot. 8 and 4. So I'm trying to squeeze every last minute with my 4-year-old before she's in school. So yeah. Buyer agent talking points. Who asked this? Did you ask this? Oh, Matt?
I think you read that in addition. Question. That's a weird number.
Okay, it's probably a scammer. It's probably a Siberian princess looking to marry you. Why do we give CMAs? So the short answer is because
Somebody wants to give me leads.
just don't. Just say no. Just walk away. Break the wrist and walk away. They just want money.
Not break my wrist.
Yeah. You don't need to pay
Uh,
4 leads. Okay? You just got to sparkle big enough for people to see you. Sure.
When we first started, have to go back maybe.
That's such a good. I also gave a training on Yeah. I don't know if you can search by person. If you can, though, it'll pull up. I laid out a specific structure on if I had lost everything, like all my business, I had no way to get leads, what would I do? How would I build it? Um, I would say pick the 2 or 3 things you feel really comfortable doing that have to do with touch points. So for me, I have little kids. I go to the park a lot. I go out, right? So I introduce myself to the other moms. I form connections and just chit chat. If it comes up, I'll talk about it. I don't act like a salesperson because that's grimy and we have enough salespeople knocking on doors, right? But I will get to know people, form a connection, and if they have questions or if I see red flags, I'll tell them and be like, hey, I don't want this to come off in a salesy way or anything, but are you aware of, dual agency or limited agency? You said that you're looking to build. Do you know what that is? And they're like, no, I don't. Perfect. Well, guess what? Confidence sells. So I'm going to use my position to educate them. And then if they would like more information. So that's one way that I do it, or that I would if I'm starting right now. I also use social media a lot. My first 6 months, because I got, well, let's see, whatever from March to December is. So about 80% of my business, my first year, that amount of time was from social media. And it was just organic. I was choosing, I I use Instagram, but I have a setting where it also shares to Facebook anytime I post anything and to Threads, which I don't even get on. I don't even like it. But something you can do, it was all through Facebook Marketplace. So I would pick listings that I really liked from other agents in the brokerage. I'd text them and say, hey, can I help promote your listing and try to find a buyer? Yeah, totally. You can do that. Okay, thank you. So then there's also a training. Angie gives a really great training on Yep. So there's a video of Angie. It's on your guys' training thing. It's one of the videos under like I think hers is actually surprised funny enough under like listing prep, but she walks you through how to add a Facebook listing, like a marketplace listing, what wording to use, what you need to do. On Yeah. hmm and then I would do that. I started trying out different scripts and scripting when people say, hi, is this available? Right? So then I just respond and be like, yes, are you looking to buy? Right? And then I would test out different types of scripts till I figured out what wouldn't scare people away, what didn't come on too strong. I definitely scared people away because I was so excited, right? Like, hey, I'll meet you there. I'd like to represent you. And then I'd get ghosted, right? So you gotta play around with it, figure out what works. I got a lot of business through doing that. And I would only pick maybe 3 listings to promote on Marketplace at once because that's a lot of messages to manage. You're going to be getting a lot of, hi, is this available? So that's super fun. And then I also really like hosting events. So I started doing micro events at my house. I just started doing I started what's called the Ladies Social Club, and I would just invite random strangers that I would like based on vibes anywhere around the state to my event. And I would send them like the sign up genius so they can RSVP. It had all the details. I had, 6 months scheduled out at a time so they could reserve which events they wanted to come to. And then I actually read, it's called The 2 Hour Cocktail Party. It's a book. It gives you all of the steps on how to create a 2 hour cocktail party, how to run it at your house. So I kind of use that as a basis to create this cadence. And that was really successful. I got to a point where I was just too busy, so I've paused that. And I do have people still reaching out, being like, when are you doing your events again? I miss your parties. So those are the 3 things I focused on when I first started, but it's because I love creating experiences for people. Anytime a good thing is if you're a person who likes to go out and do things, think of 1 or 2 people to just invite. Be like, hey, I'm going to go to the park, or I'm going to go on a hike, or we're going to go to the lake. Would you like to come? And just start inviting people because this is a social career. You have to be social.
Guy and connect you to other. At Top Golf, you can pay like $3,200 for the year. And you can bring a guest.
Does that answer your
anytime
question?
To Top Golf.
Does that answer your question?
Here.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to reach out with any more. Thank you.
Everyone he runs into, hey, you want to go to Top Golf for free?
Yeah. So does he have like an executive
Yeah.
pass? Yeah. There's some agents in the office. They just decided they're going to like split the cost and so they can use it, but that's a good
Never
idea.
gone golfing, but if someone split it, I might get one today.
Top golf is fun. Okay. How do we best utilize the CMA? Well, what do you guys think? After I've gone through everything, how would you answer?
I guess kind of I guess how I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that we're going to try and find the right. Floor and seal. To make them happy and get it to sell.
Yeah.
I guess where I'm kind of not so much confused, but if this would apply more to a strategy aspect, just like, you have your ceiling, you gotta shoot more towards the top, you can try to price a little
Mm.
towards the bottom. What is it that you're trying to present? You're saying, are we getting all the money and we can,
Great question.
whatever we get,
Yeah.
get a pricing here, it's satisfactory, it's, moving faster.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good.
Hold up on there.
And that too as well.